In 17 seconds of attention to something, that's the kickoff point where more comes and more comes and more comes and more comes. So that's what we're talking about here today. We've been calling this gathering the science of deliberate creation. Ooh, what a good name, the science of deliberate creation. Me sifting and sorting and scientifically coming to personal conclusions of what I prefer, and paying attention to the chemistry of my body, recognizing the feelings that I'm feeling to let me know whether I'm in vibrational alignment with what I put into the vortex or not. And incrementally, day by day, getting better and better until there is that good feeling, good feeling, good feeling, and then that magnificent tipping point where it moves just not from feeling, but it moves into full-blown manifestation where I can embrace it and see it and smell it and taste it and touch it and lick it, and so can anybody else have view to it, because my manifestations are now out there vivid for everyone to acknowledge. You said, I am the creator of my experience. We love the science of deliberate creation, the all day, every day, noticing where I am, identifying where I want to be, and then giving my undivided attention to where I'm going. That's what we mean by science, ever changing, always looking forward. Science in your physical world is a sort of stymied, sort of shooting itself in the foot often, because it is so much more involved in what is than in what's in the vortex. And that's the difference between what we are teaching you here in this Art of Allowing workshop. This is the gathering where you learn about the vibrational version that precedes all manifestational versions. And if you believe us when we say that the vortex version is there, and even more important, if you believe us when we say that the vortex version is there and that the vortex version is the now reality, it is now. In Australia, it's tomorrow, did you know? That is so strange. Jerry and Esther were there. They called back home. They said, we're living your future. When you get here, you're really going to like it. But of course, that isn't exactly accurate. It was called something different, but it was all now. In other words, Saturday in California, Sunday in Australia, but and non-physical. We don't even have clocks or calendars. In other words, there is no time in that sense where we are, and yet it is all now, and here we all are rendezvousing together in the now. Your vortex is now, and it is real, and it is the main event. And if we were standing in your physical shoes, it would be the only thing that we would have our eye upon what we have put there vibrationally. We would be honing in on it. We would be feeling our way to it. We would be feeling our way to it. And when we got in the middle of a conversation that was inspired by an event or by another person or by a letter or an email that we read, if we got into the middle of a conversation with ourselves or with someone else, and we felt that feeling within us that feels like fear or anger or disappointment, in the moment that we felt that feeling, we would stop and say, I got that feeling. I've got that feeling that is letting me know that I am right now depriving myself of what's in my vortex. I've turned in opposition to it, and that feeling is my indication that I am right now, not a vibrational match to the larger part. So as we're moving forward here today, we're eager to talk with you about anything that is important. And we're also eager for you to help us make a very clear example and point of where you stand vibrationally in relationship to all that you are. We want to awaken within you those feelings that let you know whether you're aligned and allowing the wholeness, or whether you're misaligned and resisting the wholeness. Because you are not ever going to feel good unless you're allowing all that you are to focus with you in this moment. And we just have to be very blunt with you. If you focus in ways that the source within you will not now focus, has never focused, and will never focus, then you're going to get that feeling, that out of the vortex feeling, that indicator that lets you know. You certainly have free will to do that. You can do it today, all day today, and tomorrow if you want to. You can do it for the rest of your life. You can do it until you've deprived yourself of the life force of well-being and you croak. You can do it. You can do it. We just want to really, in a pointed way, say, why? Why would you do it? Why would you for a moment deprive yourself of all that you are? And we think it's because you've been confused about what's going on. We think it's because you are so oriented into the physicalness and the manifestation of things that when you want things that haven't showed up, your attention is upon the absence of them. So the absence of them has trained your vibration into a habit that doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, but it's a habit. And the reason it's a habit is because law of attraction keeps making it easier for you to think the thought that you've been thinking. What's active in your vibration shows up around you. When you give your attention to a thought, it activates within you. And when there's an active vibration within you, then law of attraction brings you other thoughts like it. So the first thing that happens when you activate a thought is that other thoughts like it show up. And as you think about those other thoughts, then it becomes even more active. And then other people show up, experiences start showing up. It's a very powerful time that you live in, because in 17 seconds of attention to something, that's the kickoff point where more comes and more comes and more comes and more comes. So it's easy for us to explain to you in a very understanding and loving way why it's hard for you to change your thought, because law of attraction makes it easier for you to think the thought you've been thinking than to think a new